the Guru Puja of Saint Manikavasagar. And Manikavasagar was one of the Nalvaras or four saints that brought the Saiva philosophy and Saiva religion to us. And Tiruvasagam is Manikavasagar's compositions, and Tiruvasagam means sacred utterances. And what did he say in his sacred utterances? He says, Sivanavan yen sindayul nindre adanal, meaning, he is Siva stationed in my mind. Avan narulale avantal vanangi. Avan narulale avantal vanangi is, it is only through his grace and his grace alone that I am able to worship his feet. So, in the words of Manikavasagar Swamigal, it is only through his grace, the grace of Siva Perumal, each and every one of you are participating this morning in this observance. So with that brief introduction, I want to also bring to your attention that it is through the sincere efforts of Reverend G.U. Pope, whose mission initially was to convert the Hindus in India. And when he arrived in India, he realized the magnitude of his task. And he ended up spending 42 years in India, and hence we owe to the efforts, we owe Reverend G.U. Pope that we today have the translation of the Tiruvasagam from Tamil to English, and hence we are able to understand the glory of Tiruvasagam, which was first published in the 1900. And it is also believed that his three sons, the sons of Reverend G.U. Pope, continued to live and work in India. And it is said of the Tiruvasagam, this is what Reverend G.U. Pope said following his study of the Tamil language and translation of the Tiruvasagam, and he had this to say. He said, Tiruvasagatthukku urugada nenju yenda vasagatthukkum urugadu. The heart that does not melt for Tiruvasagam shall not melt for any Vasagam. And our master says in his compositions, in the composition entitled Maya Ulagil Mani de Piravi, referring to this world of illusion and taking Mani de Piravi, taking this human birth. And in one of the lines he says, Vada ur annil magindu potrum agamattuladum sivame. And what did he say? What did our master say? He says, that Siva who Manikavasagar praised with joy, he is the same Siva that dances within the Agamas, the Siva Agamas. So Guru Swamigal here conveys to us that it is the one and only Siva Perumal that all saints and sages have praised. And Guru Swamigal, if you look at his portraits, in a few of his portraits, he holds one of the sacred books, and that book which he holds very dearly is the Tiruvasagam. And hence, by virtue of this, we deduce that the singing of the Thevaram and Tiruvasagam was very much the objective of our master. And in another composition in the Subramanyam, our master says, Devaram Jagamellam Pada Arula. Devaram Jagamellam Pada Arula, O Lord, grant me the grace to sing the Thevarams throughout the universe. This is what our master has said to us, and this is what I am following today, is singing from the Thevaram, Tiruvasagam. And this morning we commence with an invocation of Manikavasagar entitled Namah Shivaya Varga. praise to Namashivaya, which is the holy name of Sivaperuman, and Nathan Talvarga, praise to the Lord's golden feet. Namashivaya Varga, Nathan Talvarga, Namashivaya Varga, Nathan Talvarga. இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சல் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க. இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சல் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க. நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. கோகழியாண்ட குரு மனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. கோகழியாண்ட குரு மனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. ஆகமும் ஆகி நின்று நன்னிப்போன் தாழ்வாழ்க. ஏகணநேகன் இறைவனடிவாழ்க. ஏகணநேகன் இறைவனடிவாழ்க. நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. புல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி, புல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி, பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி, கல்லாய் மனிதராய் பேயாய் கணங்களாம், வல்ல சுடராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய், வல்ல சுடராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய், செல்லா நின்று தாவர சந்தமதுல் எல்லா பிறப்பு பிறந்தலே தேயம்பெருமான். எல்லா பிறப்பு பிறந்தலே தேயம்பெருமான். நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. நம சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஓம் நம சிவாய. Tirusatrambalam. Beloved devotees, as we know from the life history of Manikavasagar, he was a minister in the kingdom of Madurai, and of course Manikavasagar's only desire was to be shown the path or directed to a guru that would help him find salvation. And we know that his request was indirectly granted when he was commissioned by the king to purchase the horses. And of course, we learn from Manikavasagar that on the way to fulfilling his duty to the king, he also ends up performing a duty to the king of kings, who is Sivaperuman, because he helped build the temple instead of purchasing the horses. And of course you will read on further that he got into the trouble and he had to return to the kingdom, and the king wanted these horses. And of course Sivaperuman had basically come to the rescue of Manikavasagar, and he had turned the jackals to horses. And this incident in the life history of Manika Vasagar sends an important message to mankind that we too, like the transformation of the jackal to horses, we too need to transform ourselves. And if you look, what is a jackal? A jackal is one of a small omnivorous animal. And another definition, if you look at a jackal, is a person who performs routine or menial tasks. A person who serves or collaborates with another in the commission of base acts. So do we want to be that kind of person? Or do we want to be like a horse? Transform ourselves from a jackal to a horse. And what is a horse? Is associated with strength and perseverance. And it is up to you to basically take that journey to transform yourself. That will help you discover yourself and be one with the spirit of the horse. So in our Subramanyam, our Guru Swamigal also refers to this transformation, in which he says, Nari Pariyagiya Sivalinga Peruman Sinde Amudam Suryanai Vandan. The Lord has come as the sun to transform us, like Nari Pariyagiya, like he made the jackals into horses, the Nari to Pari. And likewise Siva Peruman has come, Suryanai Vandan, to transform us. And it is up to us to open ourselves to that transformation. And we shall sing the next composition of Manika Vasagar, entitled Adiyam Andamam. And Adiyam Andamam is the beginning and end. Adiyam Andamam illa aruperum. He is the effulgent light without a beginning or end. So Adiyam Andamam illa. He is one without an end or a beginning. Adiyam Andamam illang aruperum. Adiyam Andamam illang aruperum. சோதியையாம்பட கேட்டையும் தடங்கள். சோதியையாம்பட கேட்டையும் தடங்கள். மாதவன் அருதியோ வன்செவியோ நின் செவிதான். மாதவன் அருதியோ வன்செவியோ நின் செவிதான். மாதவன் வாக்கழல்கள் வாழ்த்தியவாய் தொழிபோ. வீதிவாய் கேட்டலுமே விம்மி விம்மிமே மறந்து. வீதிவாய் கேட்டலுமே விம்மி விம்மிமே மறந்து. போதரம்பலி என் மேல் நின்றும் புரண்டெங்கு. போதரம்பலி என் மேல் நின்றும் புரண்டெங்கு. இதனும் மார்க்கா கிடந்தால் என்ன என்ன. ஏதனும் மார்க்கா கிடந்தால் என்ன என்ன. இதயம் தோழி பரிசிலோர் என்பவம். இதயம் தோழி பரிசிலோர் என்பவம். And here in this composition the message is that when he says Madhava Arutiyo Vanseviyo Ninsevidan, he's asking us that, O damsel, are you asleep? And Vanseviyo Ninsevidan, Vansevi, don't you have ears? Are you hard of hearing? And the message is that many of us are in a slumber and forgetting our true purpose. So this song reminds us to have that awakening or realized that awakening. And we now sing the song entitled Parodu Vinna. Tirusatrambalam Parodu Vinnai Parandayambarane Patrunan Matrilen Kanda Parodu Parandayam Parane Patrunan Matrilen Kandan Sirodu Polivan Sivapuratarsen Sirodu Polivai Sivapuratarsen Tiruperundurai Urai Sivane Yarudu Noken Arkedu Tureken Andani Arulileana Varkadal Ulagil Varkilen Kanda Varkadal Ulagil Varkilen Kanda Varuga Yenrarul Puri Ayen Varuga Yenrarul Puri Ayen Tirusatrambalam நாடகத்தால் உன்னடியார் போல் நடுத்து நான் நடுவேன் விரகத்தேன் புகந்திடுவான் மிக பெரிதும் விரைகின்றேன் நாடகத்தால் உன்னடியார் போல் நடுத்து நான் நடுவேன் விரகத்தேன் புகந்திடுவான் மிக பெரிதும் விரைகின்றேன். O Shiva, I hurry greatly to sneak inside your abode by hiding in the midst of devotees and by pretending to be one of your devotees. And here Manika Vasagar says, my Lord, please grant me that mind that will melt with unremitting love for you. That was his plea to Sivaperuman in this composition, that he wanted a mind that would love Siva unconditionally. And when we have that mind, then nothing really comes in our way. All our desires are directed to Sivaperuman and Sivaperuman alone. And in this composition, Ammaye Appa Oppilamaniyen Anbinil Vilainde Aramudin Poimeye Peruki Purudine Surukum புழுதலை புலையனின் தனக்கே செம்மையே ஆய சிவபதம் அளித்த செல்வமேன் சிவபெருமானேன் இம்மையே உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேன் எங்கெழுந்தருளுவது இனியே எங்கெழுந்தருளுவது இனியே. O Mother, O Father, O unparalleled gem, you are immortal, arousing out of the ocean of love, and Sivaperuman, you have granted that wonderful state of eternal bliss to me, despite me being a low level person, one who can even be equated to not even the head of the worm that lurks in the murky waters. That how Sivaperuman, how compassion, how he treats his children. And Manika Vasagar says, I have caught you, my Lord, I have grasped you in this birth itself. And where can you go from now? And that such is the love of Manika Vasagar for Sivaperuman. So, when we look at the Tiruvasagam and the works and the compositions of Manika Vasagar, even the great Arulpragasa Vallalar Ramalinga Swamigal had this much to say about Manika Vasagar's sacred works. He said, Van kalanda Manika Vasaga, nin Vasagate nan kalandu padum kal, nat karupan satrinile. He refers to him as master of sacred words. Your supreme words, as whilst losing myself singing your words of praise. There is a sweetness that never surfeits. It is like the sweetness of the juice of the rare sugarcane. Sweetness of the rare sugarcane, the juice of a rare sugarcane. That is how Manika Vasagar, Arulpragasa Vallalar refers to the sacred works of Manika Vasagar. And, when we look at the life history of Manika Vasagar, also it is documented that he was at the place of Arunachala, the holy Tiruvannamalai mountain area, which is known as the immovable mountain, and it is the place where Siva stands to grant one the grace of liberation. And therefore, Manika Vasagar, having been there, having felt the presence of Sivaperuman, because Sivaperuman had presented himself there to Manika Vasagar and requested that Manika Vasagar recite his holy words, and the Lord himself had written this, which was called the Tiruvembavi. And therefore it is totally plausible that when he was asked to compose the Tiruvembavi in Arunachala and Tiruvannamalai, he was granted liberation. And therefore, in his final hymn, in the Achopadigam, which we are now going to sing, Mutti neri ariyade murkarodu muyalvene. What does he say to us? What does Manika Vasagar say? Mukti neri ariyade ennu sollugirar. Mukti valiye murkarodu payatsi segindre. அத்தகைய எனக்கு சிவபெருமான் பக்தி வழியை அறிவித்தான், பழ வினைகள் கெட்டு ஒழியுமாறு செய்தான். He says, I toiled with the ignorant who did not know the way of salvation, but he taught me the way of devotion. Who? Sivaperuman. He taught me the way of pious devotion. And I realized my old deeds, and he put an end to it and transformed me. Sivaperuman transformed me. He took me into his fold. He is my Lord. And who else can get this grace bestowed on me but him? How wonderful he says this. And we will conclude with Mukti Neri. Whilst we offer a Diba Aradhane to Manika Vasagar, we will sing Mukti Neri. Mukti தீநெறி அறியாட மூர்க்கரொடு மொயல்வேனே முத்திநெறி அறியாத மூர்க்கரொடு முயல்வேனே தீநெறி அறிவித்து பழவினைகள் ஆறுவனம் சித்தமல்லம் அறிவித்து சிவமாயி என்னையாண்ட அத்தம் எனக்கு அருளியவர் ஆர்பெருவர் ஆச்சோவே நெறியெல்லாம் நெறி தன்னை நெறியாக நினைவேனே சிறுநெறிகள் சேராமே தீருமருளே சேருவனம் குறியொன்றும் இல்லாத கூத்தந்தன் கூத்த எனக்கு அறியும் வண்ணம் அருளியவர் ஆர்பெருவர் ஆச்சோவே அறியும் வண்ணம் அருளியவர் ஆர்பெருவர் ஆச்சோவே திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Beloved devotees, this morning I invite you to join me in a little communion with the Divine, with Sivaperuman. As you know, we are currently facing many obstacles, particularly the current situation threatening the peace of mankind. And I invite you to join me in a little communion for 2 minutes, in which we will be paying a Ganesha Mandiram. And the words recited in these mandirams means, O Ganesha, the one with the curved trunk and the massive body, and whose splendor equals a million of suns, bless us by removing any obstacles in our endeavors. So join me now as we play this mandiram. You may close your eyes, focus on the tip of the nose, or focus on the light in front of you at your homes. But open your hearts and let us collectively join in this communion. Om Tirusitrambalam. Beloved devotees, we will conclude our service this morning with the composition of Manika Vasagar entitled Pusuvadam Venniru, the holy ash that we all adorn. Thank you. Pusuvadam Venniru Poonpadavam Pongaravam Pusuvadam Venniru Poonpadavam Pongaravam Pesuvadam Tiruvaya Pesuvadam Tiruvaya Marepolam Kanedi Pusuvadam Pesuvadam Poonpadavam Kondanne Pusuvadam Pesuvadam Poonpadavam Kondanne Isanavan Yevuyarkum Iyalbana Saralo Arundavarke Alanki Aramudala Nankanayo Irundavarke Arulumade Irundavarke Arulumade Yanakariye Iyambedi Arundavarke Aramudal Nange Anraruli Seydilane Arundavarke Aramudal Nange Anraruli Seydilane Tirundavarke Ulagirke Tirundavarke Ulagirke Teriyakan Saralo Tirundavarke Ulagirke Teriyakan Saralo Tirusitrambalam. Beloved devotees, as I conclude, I have a few announcements. Firstly, we extend our heartfelt condolences to Sandru and Nalini Pillai and family on the passing away of Sherwin Wesley Pillai on Tuesday, and also to Batma and Guru Jace Munsami on the passing away of Pat, the brother of our sister Batma, and all other devotees who have lost loved ones in the course of the week. We pray that Siva Paraman will grant you strength and comfort during this time of bereavement. We also have birthday blessings that go to Kimona Naya, Priyan Nada, Vashan Pillai, and Sandra Naidu and Tanisha Madure. We pray that Siva Paraman will grant you many more good health, wealth and prosperity. And finally, devotees, we are in the month of Adi, and a month in which much of our worship is dedicated to the Divine Mother Shakti. So our service next week will include worship to the Divine Mother, and we invite all devotees, friend, family to join us for this offering, which will be included as part of the Sunday service next week. With that we say Nandri, Vanakkam, and I conclude with Shivaya Namah Om, Shivaya Namah Om, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om, Shivaya Namah Om, Shivaya Namah Om, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om.
சுடித்தந்த சுடற்கொடியே சோகத்தை நிறுத்தி விடு.